Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country.
And we are live. Let me get this volume fixed. What's going on, everybody? Bitcoin Chris checking in yet again. Happy New Year 2025, the year of abundance. Thank you for everybody that has tuned in, watched the videos, liked, shared, subscribed. Been rocking with me since 2020 or before then. Much love to you guys. Shout out to you guys. We're not going to bring any of that old negative energy into this year. If you haven't noticed yet, I did shave the shave the beard. So, new year, new things here. So much love to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. God loves you. I love you, man. We're going to take it over this year. I'm going to make sure that I help you guys as much as I can, even though I've already helped, as much as I can. I'm going to continue to do more, right? Each and every single year, get better, and better and better every single year. So make sure you head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Make sure you get that Fold app because, as you guys already know, I've been telling you guys to get that Fold app, right? Because if you are going to stack your Bitcoin, if you want to stack your Bitcoin, right, and you want to ensure that if you're paying your bills anyway, which we all are, you want to make sure that you are getting Satoshi's back, right? So make sure that you guys are doing that, all right? Make sure you guys get the full link is in the description. Today, we're going to jump, of course, into the Bitcoin price, the Bitcoin price, the Bitcoin price. So let's jump right into that. The markets are closed for today. However, Bitcoin is never closed. So it looks like we are still at this level here of, excuse me, that $90,000 range, 90 to 93. We even hit a high of 96. Was looking to hit this 96, or sorry, the high is 96,113. Had a level here of 96,500, so I was off by about $400. Still came pretty close. So, green dot. Let's just see how much we would have made if we were to take this trade. Typically, I tell you guys don't trade, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But it is a great way to have financial freedom and to be your own boss. So, trade if you want to trade, but stack your Bitcoin and chill as well, of course, and trade with a baby bag. So much love to everybody. Happy New Year, man. I'm so blessed. We're so blessed to see another year. So many people did not make it into the year 2025. And, we just have so many marketing, so many things marketed to us, and, how we want more, 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 more. And, all the stuff that is just pushed on down our throats on the TV and on the web, right? So just make sure that you are thankful for the things that you do have, guys. And I appreciate every last one of you guys liking, sharing, subscribing, listening to me, and I just appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys so much. So I just thank you guys for the opportunity, and thank God for the opportunity to have a voice and to share not only the good news of God and Jesus, but the good news of Bitcoin, right, which saves us from fiat slavery, right? Fiat dollars is the devil's money, and Bitcoin is God's money. So we are at 93,778. We're on looking on the hourly time frame, but looks like we might come down yet again, or we could bounce at this 20-day moving average based on what I'm looking at here. Uh, so we shall see, right? We shall see. We shall see. If you did take a trade using Market Cipher, green dot from here up to here, which is your $96,000 level before we had this is that a hangman is what they would call it, right? Reversal candle, I'm sorry. Boom. So let's just say you sold here 3% times 25, 75% of $1,750, 75% of $175, and so on and so forth. So that's how I typically trade. I did share the video on how to trade on BingX, where I took 7,000 to about, I think it's about 7,000 to almost 20,000, 18,000, if I'm not mistaken, using the same methods and information that I share with you guys. So if you guys are interested in that, go search the channel for that how to trade on BingX video. And I have a lot of people that have hit me up and said they, have made money. And yeah, it is what it is. So that is what it is. And that's for free on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys go check that out if you guys are interested in trading or just want to learn how I trade. But right now, let's continue. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. We're looking at the 4-hour time frame here, and we did have a red diamond here, but we quickly bounced. The previous 4 hours, we had a strong candle move up, and now we're starting to come down a little bit, but we shall see. Let me go to the 2-hour real quick. I like the 2-hour a little better, but we shall see, right? We could come up, momentum could head down, and then again, we could possibly bounce here at this 20-day moving average. So that is what it is. Let's look at the daily real quick. We are starting to bounce on the daily. Let me get this fib out of here. All right, so we just have to hold this level here of 90,000, 91, 90,000. I do have a support level here at about 90, 89 to 90,000. So if we do come down lower, first bounce expecting, if we lose that, second bounce expecting here at 86. So 90, 89 to 86. And if you're DCAing, and this is actually looking pretty good because this could curve up, and start that next wave to head up, possibly, right? Possibly. Let's look at the weekly real quick. Looks like we are Still was heading down, right? Remember, I told you guys about that red candle, or I mean, the red dot, right? And as soon as the red dot came, we spiked up and started to fall. Boom, spiked up the second week, started to fall. And now we're just going to have to watch, right? So DCA doesn't matter the price of Bitcoin because Bitcoin's on sale. It's a discount. Anything under $1 million Bitcoin is a discount. Anything under $10 million Bitcoin is a discount. And I hope you guys understand that at this point in the game, right? So stack your Bitcoin and chill. And that is Bitcoin. Let's look at MicroStrategy because I did go over MicroStrategy a while ago, last month, you know, or the beginning of this month, I'm sorry. And I had all these levels marked off, as you can see. And, well, looks like these levels were getting hit or getting hit and getting hit. I did say we could possibly fill this gap, 270, 269. I did say that, possibly incoming. I still think that we could do so. So, fade if you want to. I said if we break this trend line, we're coming down. And guess what happened? We broke the trend line and came down. So, fade. The fades be real, but I be reeling. So we're looking at the 4 hour real quick. We've just been, ever since we hit that high, we've just been coming down, coming down, coming down. We're under the 220. However, we do have another wave possibly coming down again to this level, which is what I was saying for you guys, and then heading higher if we can bounce. If not, we come down lower. I don't think we come down this low, but I do expect us to hit that 270, 270, 250, just that range around 270, $250, $250 level. So we shall see, right? I'm not saying that it's going to go there. I said that it is a possibility and a chance based on looking at what the basically what the charts are telling us. But on the 2 hour time frame, it looks like we could start to head up here. So we shall see, right? We do have 285. Look at these levels, guys. I call these levels. Fill the gap here at 278. So again, we're gonna have to wait and see. 2 hours looking good, looking bullish. So that is your micro strategy for those who are micro sailors. Michael's, you're interested in micro sailor and micro strategy. I learned about Misty, which pays a dividend, and all that extra good stuff. So appreciate you guys, like and share, subscribe, and appreciate you guys tuned in. Let's go ahead and continue. Let me make sure that we're good on the streaming and Gucci. Yes, we are Gucci. We are Gucci. Hit that like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Today's topic is going to be about a private member association, which, I just like to share information with you guys. If I learn something from somebody or somebody that's educated, I like to share the information with you guys because what's the point of me learning all this stuff and then just keeping it to myself, right? There's no point of me doing that because I'm not here to be greedy. I'm here to help you guys as much as I can and provide services and things that can help you out, right? So we're going to jump right into the private member association uh, information that I have here for you. So let me go ahead and pull that up. Perfect. So we do have this pulled up, and I'm going to go ahead and get me off the screen so you guys can see the entire document because I'm going to zoom in a little more, and I don't want you guys to be visually impaired by me. Perfect. All right, guys. So we're going to go over private member association because I actually just learned this. I've actually heard this before. I've heard of unincorporated associations. I've heard of 501c1As. I've heard of 501c3s, which is your non-for-profit corporations. But I was like, but I never took the time to do my due diligence and to look this stuff up. So I want to make sure that, you guys have the information, but you guys can do the same thing. And I tell you guys all the time, hey, you know, don't just take my word for these things. Go look it up. And if you're going to be using ChatGPT, which I do use, you still have to know what you're talking about because ChatGPT will tell you what it's programmed to tell you. And if you don't check it or if you don't know what you're talking about, you're going to take what it's saying at face value without confirming or doing some research or knowing exactly what you're asking it and having it to confirm your bias or your information or your thesis or you know, you're already known your knowledge base already, if that makes sense. So again, hit that like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. So we're going to understand trusts, private member associations, 508c1as and 508c3s. because this all plays into part, right? And this is something that you guys can do because a lot of you guys be talking about taxes, and we're going to jump into the tweets and the services that I have for you guys as well, and the things that I teach is legal, right? And I know a lot of you guys are scared of Uncle Sam and scared of taxes and all that stuff, but I'm not the only person teaching this, and the information is there. You just got to do your research and don't be scared, right? You got to stand up for your rights. So let's jump right into it. Understanding trust, PMAs, 508C1As, and 501C3s. When it comes to privacy, asset protection, and tax advantages, there are four key structures to consider. We have trust, private member associations, which is PMAs, 501C1As, and 501C3s entities. Each has a unique strength and is supported by specific legal frameworks. Let's break them down here step by step. Trust. I've already talked about trust and why you need to have a trust. All the, you know, wealthy people have a trust. They also have a charity, right? So I didn't include charity in here. I can do another video on the charities and why that's important and how that is beneficial for you as well. But we're not going to jump into that today. Today we're going to talk about these topics. The trust is a legal arrangement where assets are managed by a trustee for the benefit of the beneficiaries. Someone asked me how I don't pay taxes or whatnot for some of the things that I do, because I said that my trust owns all the assets and I'm just a beneficiary of the assets, or of the trust, which holds all the assets. So you gotta understand a lot of these things, right? You got to do your research. So trust can be used to hold and protect assets such as property, money, or Bitcoin, right? Because I teach you guys a lot of things, but I am centered and foundation is always on Bitcoin because that is going to be your rock, and that's what's going to help you to elevate and get out of the trap that's coming, right? And so we're going to continue here with revocable trust, which means it can be changed or canceled at any time and offers no tax or lawsuit protection. So that's the difference between that and an irrevocable trust. It means once it's set up, it can't be easily changed. It can be changed, but not easily, and protects assets from lawsuits and taxes. So that's the main benefit of it here. We have the common law, which is God's law, which is the law of the land. Trusts are governed by state law and contract principles, contract law. IRC 671, 679, excuse me, covers the taxation of trusts. And then trusts are private and not publicly recorded. So these are private things, guys. You need to understand the difference between private and public and the benefits of having private entities, which is why I'm able to drive around in my car in the private with no license plate because I understand the difference, right? And people are going to say, oh, you're crazy, or you don't know what you're doing, or cops are going to pull you over. Yeah, they're going to pull me over, but guess what? They can't do anything. When you know your rights and you know what's going on, they can't do anything, right? Private versus public. Understand this, and then your life will change or start to change. Store Bitcoin securely in an irrevocable trust shields it from creditors. Use the trust to pass Bitcoin to your heirs without probate, delays, or publicity, right? So here's what happens, right? A lot of us are taught to just make a will, and the will is not going to suffice, especially for these types of assets, and especially for um, taxation and the government all up in your business, right? I've had so many people over the past where we don't know better. We just think it's a normal thing for, for your will and for people to go through probate and having to have the state take care of everything and verify it. Like, nah, bro, we're not here for that. You don't have to go through that if you just securely put it in the trust and you have the trust govern your assets and you can pass it down without any hiccups. Any government entities in your business is private and they don't have no say in it, right? Because of private, no government can interfere with a private contract, point blank, period. So if you don't understand anything about what I'm talking about, get this point here. No government entity can interfere with a private contract, point blank, period, right? All right. Minimize estate taxes by removing Bitcoin for personal ownership. That's why I keep telling you guys, put your Bitcoin in a trust so you ain't got to worry about anything, point blank, period. But there's other ways around to deviate from quote unquote taxes. But as far as capital gains and all that stuff, uh, go talk to a CPA. But even CPAs, they're paid to, that's their job, right? Is to make sure that you pay your damn taxes, because that's how they get paid, and that's their job. So I would highly recommend you just do some research on things according to capital gains tax and all that good stuff, right? But that's why you don't sell your Bitcoin; you borrow against it from whoever offers that service that you can trust. But there are risks associated with these things, so be aware of the risk. If you hold Bitcoin in an irrevocable trust, creditors cannot seize it when you pass away. The Bitcoin is transferred to your heirs without going to probate. That's exactly what I just said, right? So here is what I just said broken down for you. Private member association, which is the main topic of today's show, because the information and the education is very important, guys. So PMA. A PMA is a private group of individuals who agree to associate privately under the First Amendment. PMAs are not subject to public regulations as they operate outside of the government's domain. Legal framework, the First Amendment protects the right to freely associate and assemble. So this is all legal and lawful under the First Amendment of the Constitution, which is the law of the land. It's also contract law. They're governed by membership agreements, contracts, which are private contracts. Perfect. Exactly what I just said earlier, right? All right. Features: privacy. PMAs, private member associations, are not subject to many public regulations. It's a membership only service, so services are limited to members who to maintain private status. Bitcoin use cases, because again, I use this information and incorporate Bitcoin into it. How we can securely trade, mine, educate, and do what you need to do without the general government just all up in your business, guys. That's your problem. You don't have no privacy now, and the government all in your business, and you think that the government has a right to do all the things that they are able to do, because you don't know your rights and you don't want to stand up for your rights, right? So, with that being said, let's continue. Private member association is very important for you to learn about. Go look it up yourself. Go start one if you're able to. If you need help with a few of these things, we do offer services and consultations in regards to just financial literacy and things that is going to benefit you and your family. Because a lot of people are just lost in the sauce out here. Even many Bitcoiners, right? Because you're still indoctrinated into the system that we were taught and told to be in for the last however many years you've been alive and been in the United States, right? So let's continue. Excuse me. Had to take a little sip there. All right, so let's continue. Bitcoin use cases: create a private group. So what you can do is you can create a private group, a private member association, which is the private group just specifically for Bitcoin trading, mining, or consulting services. If you want to offer services, right, you can offer Bitcoin education, wallet setup, alternative financial strategies exclusively just to the members, right? So the thing is that this is for the members and members only. Operate outside of public financial regulations to maintain privacy and independence. So this is the main thing here, because if you're operating outside of financial regulations, then guess what? What taxes, guys? You're private. They do this as well with holistic health practitioners, right? Because sometimes, and you can see it here, it says, there's Dr. Sabi. For those of you that are a little bit, aware, we can't say woke anymore, right? Because they took the word woke and distorted it and changed it, because that's what the devil does, right? He takes the words and things that mean one thing and he flips it and he changes it, right? So we can't say woke anymore, because woke is now bad. When woke meant that you were awake to the BS that's going on in the world, to the government lying to us, to society lying to us, right? To the medical doctors lying to us, right? To social media and the music and the rappers lying to us, right? So woke meant something completely different than what it means now. Now woke means that you're chopping off your genitals. Now woke means that you're, doing all types of crazy stuff. So we can't even say that no more. Anyways, I digress. Um, for those of you that are aware, we'll say aware of Dr. Sabi and other natural remedies that God has given us, right? He's given us fruits. He's given us herbs to heal ourselves naturally. He's given us the sun, right? The sun can heal you as well. So there are alternative medicines, but guess what? If you start to like promote these things, you know you're taken away from big pharma, because they want you to be sick, because they want you to go to the doctor, and they want you to pay for medicine that doesn't really cure your sickness, right? It doesn't cure the cause, they only cure the symptom without dealing with the cause, right? So if you know what Dr. Sabi, right? Dr. Sabi taught, do be on an alkaline diet, and just don't be eating junk food, right? Don't be eating starch. Don't be eating acidic foods because you want your body to be highly alkaline, because acid and cancer and all these things cannot thrive in an alkaline body, right? So these are alternative medicines, right? So what you can do as a holistic health practitioner, you can create a PMA and teach these things and have the alternative medicines exclusively to your members, avoiding public licenses because you're going to need a license, or they're going to shut you down, or they're going to, you know, unalive you as they've done to other people, right? Or they just shut you down because they say you don't have a license to do something, right? So this is how you get around it. Similarly, a Bitcoin consultant can form a PMA to provide private trading advice without having to go through, I can't give legal advice because, or I can't give financial advice because I don't have a license to give. I'm not a financial advisor. Well, this is how you get around that. And this is why you don't have to say, I'm not giving, even I'd be giving disclaimers, right? This is not for financial education. This is actually financial education. This isn't financial advice. This is only for entertainment and educational purpose only, right? We have to say these things because people are don't have brains, right? They don't use their common sense. They start doing a whole bunch of stupid stuff, and they trade on their own, or they do something and they make a mistake, and then they blame whoever is trying to help them, or whatever the case may be, right? No self accountability, right? So it is what it is. But this is to help you get out of that little pickle and that little government overreach that we tend to have too much of in today's society. So let's continue. 501c1a, right? So, and this is the religious organization that automatically receives tax exempt status under the U.S. law. Churches and ministries fall under this category. So I showed you guys a while ago in a Twitter post where you can opt out of Social Security and your Medicaid, excuse me, out of your Medicaid taxes as well. And that would fall under, you would just be under a church, right? Because church, that's why you guys got to understand the power of a church. You guys got the wrong opinions and thoughts about church, because it's been like religion. It's been religionized, right? You've been told one thing when God is not. The Bible is not about religion. It's about a government, right? It's about a kingdom, right? It's about God's kingdom. And the First Amendment allows it's so much power in the church that there's separation between church and state. This is why them churches don't pay taxes, guys. So in order for you to really truly understand what's going on, you gotta do some research, right? So I'm only giving you guys, leading you to the water. You gotta drink. You gotta find out more. You gotta do some research. I'm only giving you guys tips, and giving you guys giving you guys some information. So if you're interested in leveling up, level up, right? So automatically receives tax exemptions under U.S. law because churches and ministries falls under this category. Churches and religious entities are exempt from filing a 501c3 status, right? So IRS code 508c1a protects religious practices from government interference. If your religion says that you can buy Bitcoin, you can create a religion, right? Create a religion based on Christianity, for an example. And that's why I said I have the Church of Jesus Christ and the Satoshi Revival, right? Because in our church, as an example, my church says that I have the right to own Bitcoin, and no government official or entity or IRS or public private entity can tell me that I have to pay taxes on it, for an example. Boom. And this is all done under religion, right? And no government, point blank period, can interfere with that contract or with that religion or with my belief system, because it's all under religion, right? So that's how you would finesse. But most people don't understand that. So again, I'm just giving you guys some information, right? Educational and entertainment purposes only. Do your own research. Donations are to these organizations are tax deductible. So if you donate, right, to a church or whatever, right, it's tax deduction for you as a normal individual, but they're automatically tax exempt. They don't pay any taxes at all, right? and they have fewer restrictions than a 501c3, which is a nonprofit, and they have to file all these different paperwork as well. So, Bitcoin use cases. Here we go. Set up a religious ministry that teaches financial sovereignty through Bitcoin. Accept Bitcoin donations tax free and use them for ministry related activities. So this way, you can donate Bitcoin to the church. You can donate your Bitcoin to your church, and you can use it however you see fit, because the freedom of religion cannot be impeded upon by any government official, point blank, period, or any private entity such as the IRS, point blank, period, right? And so, with that being said, fund community projects, education, and outreach using Bitcoin contributions. So, it is what it is, right? A Bitcoin ministry teaches financial sovereignty using Bitcoin. The ministry accepts Bitcoin tax free, donations tax free, and uses the funds for their religious purposes. So if you're receiving it tax free and you can use it for religious purposes, which makes it a tax free event because it is a church, then now I just showed you guys how to finesse, create your own church, right? Create your own religion, right? File a 501c1a, or you can just do a private member association. You do whatever you want to do, or trust. Do all three, figure out how to finesse, lump them together, have one own another. And so I have a chart here that I created or had created for you guys, which just goes over the key differences, right? Privacy high, private member association high, 501c1a is moderate and low, because these 501c3, did I go for 501c3s? No, I didn't. All right, so we're going to go over that real quick. Let's go over that real quick. This is for your nonprofit organizations, 501c3s. This is what you guys hear about. Charitable organizations, religious or educational purposes must file for tax exempt status with the IRS. So, again, you don't have to file anything when you do a private member association or 501c1a, because the church is automatically tax exempt, and the trust also, if it's irrevocable, is tax exempt because it is private, and then also the PMA is also tax exempt because it's private, right? And therefore, private entities and private organizations do not have anything to do with the public entity such as the U.S. government, because I hope you guys know that the United States of America is a corporation. Okay, that's why there's a president of the corporation. When you go to a business like Amazon, there is a president of the company. There is a CEO of the company. There's a treasury of that company, right? That's for all companies. There's a bank. There's a president of the bank. Your bank, Wells Fargo, it'd be Bank of America. It doesn't matter what company it is. There's always a president of it, right? There's a president. There's a CEO. There's a CFO, et cetera, et cetera. So USA is no different. When you understand that, it'll start to click. So let's continue here. It says legal framework provides tax exemption status for qualifying nonprofits. So you got to qualify for that. Limits lobbying and prohibits political endorsements, so they can't be, which is fine. Who cares about any of that? I don't. Tax deductible donations, cool. Eligibility for government grants, that would be probably one of the benefits that you could consider positive. There's other positive things as well with a nonprofit, but it is what it is. I don't care about nonprofits, but it'd probably be beneficial to have one. Again, you can have a charity and whatnot, but we'll go over that in a future video. Use Bitcoin donations to fund charitable programs like scholarships, disaster relief, create educational content, boom, boom, boom. Leverage tax exempt status to maximize resources for community outreach, a charity. So what they do is they pretty much accept, like, they'll get donations, right, and they'll take like 80% and keep it for themselves, and then use 20% to do other things for the schools and society and community outreach and all that stuff, right? So that's typically how they operate. So yeah, let's continue. So privacy, we're going to continue with asset protection. The strongest is your irrevocable trust, which we already talked about. Um, so your asset protection is the highest with the trust. Private member association is limited. 501c1a, 508c1a is moderate, and 501c3 low for asset protection. That's not what this vehicle would be used for. Obviously, C1a is going to be for your church, so you can have assets in the church, so that would be dope. PMA as well. Private member association, you can formulate it a certain way, and trust is going to be the best. Obviously, tax advantages. Some it's state gift tax and benefits limited unless paired with a 508, which is exactly what you're supposed to do, which is why I said you can compare and add some of these things. Have your trust you know, have your, you can actually finesse it to where the 508c1a is like kind of like a trust. If you structure it the right way, it can be like a church and a trust, or trust under the church, or the church under the trust. You can finesse this, guys, but you got to figure out and do the research. But you can do a private member association paired with a 508c1a, right? And then that way you have tax advantages. Boom, boom, boom. It's telling you what to do. Hi, hi, 508c1a, no taxes, right? Boom, fully tax exempt. And same thing with a nonprofit, fully tax exempt. Bitcoin uses, hold, and passing Bitcoin for the trust. Private Bitcoin services if you want to avoid uh, licenses for whatever the case may be. You would donate your Bitcoin to the church. That way it's tax free and you get a tax deduction. So that wins for the consumer side, you as a person, and the business, aka church, the church, not a business, which can operate as a business and does business, uh, receives the tax advantages of that as well. So that's a double benefit and public Bitcoin charity work for your nonprofit. Government oversight. There is no government oversight in your trust. Private agreement. Private member association. First Amendment protected. No government oversight. That's what y'all problem is. Y'all want the government in all your business. That's why you in the position, and that's why y'all be going through the stuff that y'all go through now. High for the nonprofit because they are going to be monitoring and you have to report accordingly. Setup is pretty moderate. It's not hard to set up a trust at all. It's easy to set up a private member association, and it's easy to set up a 508c1a, which is your church. If you and your family pray at your house, that is your sanctuary. You can set up a church, guys. All you got to do is get your EIN, set it up. We'll put the information in a document everything, formulate everything that you need, and create it. I'm not here to tell you how to do that or what to do. I'm just giving you the information so you can take the information and do some research and do what's best for you and your family. Okay. Best for holding assets is the trust. Providing private services is the private member association. And for religious and ministry activities, it is going to be the church, guys. Okay. Charitable or educational causes is going to be your nonprofit. Why the government can't interfere. So a lot of y'all be asking, well, how? How, Chris? How? How? This is how. First Amendment protections, the freedom of religion. The government cannot interfere with religious practices, 508c1a. So if your religion, for an example, Christianity, and through Jesus Christ, and my religion and my church believes that Bitcoin is our currency for our church, and we will not and shall not pay taxes on this because God said we don't have to, and God is the law. God is the law of our church, and we follow God's law, right? We don't follow man's law, so you can't do nothing about it. And guess what? They can't do nothing about it because you have a freedom of religion, point blank, period. That's why there's churches out there that allow you to smoke weed before weed was legal. There was churches out there that allowed you to smoke weed, and they could do nothing about it because they did it under the church. If you can catch the gem, I hope you can catch it. Freedom to assemble. Private member association operate privately, protected by the right to freely associate and to freely associate and to freely assemble. Right. Boom. Freedom of speech. These structures allow you to share ideas, run ministries, and provide services without unnecessary regulation. Legal precedents. Courts cannot interfere with a church governance. Courts, government. I just told you guys the same thing, right? So everything I'm telling you, it's backed by facts and backed by the freedom and protections of the Constitution, right, and laws. 1872. No, I was going to say 19. This is 1872. We have courts cannot interfere with a church. Period. We have Burwell versus Hobby Lobby, 2014, more recent. Protects religious freedom in private operations. They can't do nothing to you in your private. I'm trying to tell you, I'm giving you. I hope you're paying attention. First live of the year, dropping game for you guys because asset protection is going to be very important for you guys because when Bitcoin gets to that point, I'm trying to tell you, man, they going. Okay, I'm not even gonna say that. Y'all know what's up. Y'all should know what's up. Y'all should know what's up by now. Reinforces. We have Cantwell versus Connecticut. Reinforces that the free exercise of religion. Right? They can't stop you from practicing your religion. Recommendations for privacy, asset protection, and tax advantages. For holding Bitcoin, irrevocable trust. We already talked about that. For private Bitcoin operations, set up a private member association to operate outside of government regulations per and offer Bitcoin related services. That way you cannot, you don't got to get permission to be doing this, guys. All right? You just operate privately. For religious Bitcoin activities, use 508c1a for tax exempt status and to accept tax free Bitcoin donations. Charitable work, that's for your 508c3, which is your nonprofit. Each structure serves a specific purpose. Choose the right one depending on your goals. All right, leverage the strategy here. I have another slide that I create, or not slide, but we'll go over this real quick. Actually, before we go over this, yeah, so that is going to be the private member association, right? Look it up, guys. Congratulations, you got a class here on private member association and a 508c1a, which is your church exempt. Um, don't let these people, or don't let these churches, anybody hurt you in the church, don't let that determine and deter your faith from God, because humans are humans. We're going to make mistakes. But the church is a very powerful thing for you to utilize, and you just got to be smart about it, right? And utilize the information to your benefit, guys. Okay, so I hope this is very beneficial. Hope you're taking notes, and hit that like, share, subscribe. Let's jump into the tweets, and then I'll jump into what I have in the secondary part of this live stream. So let's jump to some tweets here. As you can see here, we have a few things that I have for you guys. 50% off for the New Year's of the credit restoration program. If you want to leverage business credit, which you should, to invest in Bitcoin or to start a business, or multiply your wealth, escape, the dollar's demise, don't wait. It's 2025. Go ahead and get started, especially since it's 50% off. You know, 50% off for the payment plan for the first month, and then 50% off if you pay it in full, and it's 50% off the entire program. So make sure you guys do so there if you're interested. Now, we do have the tax class replay available. Learn how to redeem unlawful money for previous years and stop paying federal taxes per 28 CFR 151-2. So you're going to get your money back from what you paid over the last 3 years. You can do that. You can opt out of W-2 income legally, which I've already shared with you guys, but took it down because it's going to be for those who want to learn and want to join the class. So that information there. Revocation of election letter has been added as well, and it's 50% off. So it's only $100. If you guys are interested in taking the tax class, please go ahead and do so. And what we're going to do, we already talked about redeeming unlawful money, which is 12 U.S.C. 411 in a previous video. But now we're going to jump into revocation of election, because I want you guys to understand that everything that I'm telling you is lawfully and legally applicable for you. And I don't just say things to say things, guys. I know what I'm talking about. So right here we have the revocation of election. Let's see, to deduct. So we're just going to read what it says here. Manner of revoking election. A taxpayer may revoke an election made by him under 615E or Section 617A by filing with the IRS or the IRS Internal Revenue Officer, with whom the taxpayer's income tax return is required to be filed within the period set forth in paragraph B of this section. A statement signed by a taxpayer of his authorized representative, which could be someone filing for you, which sets forth the taxpayer is revoking the election previously made by him with respect to deducting the mining exploration expenditures paid or incurred after September 12, 1966, and states that with the document making the election was filed, a taxpayer revoking such election shall file amended income tax returns reflecting any increase or decrease in tax attributable to the revocation of election for all tax years affected by the revocation of election. See Section 617 A2C for provisions relating to tolling of the statute of limitations for assembly or any deficiency of any taxable year to the extent of deficiency is attributable to an election or revocation of election under this section uh, 617A. In applying for the revocation of election to the years affected, they shall be taken into account, and the effect of any adjustments resulting from the revocation of election shall not have other terms affected thereby, such as deduction for charitable contribution, the foreign tax credit, net operating loss, and other deductions or credits, the amount which is limited by the taxpayer's taxable income, and effect that adjusts or of any such items have on taxable year. So this is like legal jargon, which is like a whole bunch of stuff to have you confused, right? So to have you confused, right? So I'm gonna just break it down a little bit easier for you guys because this is one of the things I want to talk about, right? So this has been added to the course that I have for you guys for the tax class, right? Because you're going to be able to opt out using lawful money, but I want to make sure you guys cover all facets, right? Federal taxes, right? Boom. Let's just go over this here. I hereby submit this notice to formally revocate any previous election made under applicable tax laws to they voluntarily deduct federal income taxes from my income. This is for you to revoke deduction of federal income taxes from my income. This revocation is made pursuant to 26 CFR 151-2, which is what we just read, and in full compliance with federal laws and regulations and constitutional rights afforded to every citizen of the United States. So, legal basis, as stipulated by this regulation, taxpayers are granted the right to revoke an election to deduct federal taxes. So, Chris, I have to pay taxes. Yeah, if you want to pay taxes, it's voluntary because here it says it is voluntary. I didn't say this. The CFR 2615 1-2, which we just read, says that it's voluntary. So if you want to opt out, which I keep telling you, I tell you guys the same things, right? Everything that I tell you guys, facts, right? But people still don't want to do it because you're scared. Okay, well, guess what, guys? This due process. Even if you get in trouble, quote unquote trouble, and you got to pay Uncle Sam because you decided and said that you wanted to pay Uncle Sam when you filled out your W-4, your W-2, whatever it is, right? You the one who signed and said they want that they can take out taxes. You did that, right? So you can opt out, obviously, but you have to do the right thing by letting it be known. So I'm not saying this. As stipulated by this regulation, taxpayers are granted the right to revoke the election to deduct federal taxes. This serves as a notice of my written revocation in accordance with the requirements under the Federal Code of Regulations. So you can do it, guys. I'm not telling you something that you can't do. But if you don't know what to do, then you don't know. But I'm telling you, right? The Constitution of the United States guarantees its citizens inalienable rights, including but not limited to the right to due process, which is what I was going to say, right? Even if you get in trouble with the quote unquote IRS, they got to take your butt to court, and you have a right to a fair trial under the Fifth Amendment and the protection against compelled self self incrimination, right? Because you can plead the Fifth, right? Further, the Sixth Amendment clarifies Congress' authority to collect taxes on income, but does not mandate voluntary compliance under penalty. Boom. The right to contract and decline contractual obligations under common law principles and pursuant to the protection of the Contract Clause, Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution. I assert my right to decline implicit or explicit contractual agreements voluntary to participation in the federal tax system. Boom. See, again, if you don't know that you can do this, then if you happy with paying, so because here in Florida, we don't got no state tax for the income, right? We just got the federal tax, right? So some places got federal and income tax, which is again the class teaches you how to opt out of both federal and federal, which is right here, and then you got the state income tax, which is your which is for your state. It's going to differ depending on the state that you live in. But either way, you can just do the 12 USC 411. But if you just want to make sure you cover all bats and bases, right, we got the revocation of election here for you. Effective immediately, I revoke all prior elections agreements to voluntarily participate in federal income tax deductions or withholdings. Boom. There you go. And then with what I have in the class, right, I show you guys how to fill out the form correctly and do that legally or quote unquote lawfully is what the correct terminology would be, right? Let me see if I can scroll down. I think I added something else on here for you guys. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because I knew people were going to be like, you can't do that. Yeah, I'm going to pay Uncle Sam because I'm a slave, a fiat slave, and I get taxed on the money that I get taxed on when I go to the store, and then I get taxed again whenever I go buy gas, and then I get taxed again whenever I get the money, and then I get taxed again, and then I get taxed again, and then I get taxed again, and I just love being taxed because I'm a taxpayer citizen, and I don't know my rights, and so I'm just going to get taxed to death because taxes are life. No, it's not for me, but that can be for you. Statutory regulation, regulatory framework, the IRS, the Internal Revenue Code, sorry, IRC, and associated regulations provide individuals the right to make elections regarding deductions to revoke such elections where permissible. The revocation complies with 26 CFR 15.1-2 and is filed in good faith. Constitution protects federal tax operates within the bounds of the Constitution. Taxpayers have the right under multiple amendments to ensure freedom from coercion and unlawful enforcement, provided their actions remain within statutory allowance. Due process, the right to revoke an election ensures that taxpayers are not indefinitely bound to a choice that may no longer serve them. Because guess what? These taxes is going straight to what? The federal debt, and that's not serving you. And then what do? They send the bread to UK, and then what do? They these government officials being lazy. They don't even work half the year. They work like only a couple months out of the year, and then they're taking off and they're doing all types of crazy things. They get paid $200,000 a year, $150,000 a year, and then on top of that, they have a net worth of like 20 million, 10 million, 5 million. How Sway? How Sway? Serve their financial or personal interest. They do not. They no longer. They never have served your personal or financial interest. And guess what? You have a right to due process. And this revocation aligns with the principles, of fairness and equity, natural and economic rights. Supreme Court presidents affirmed that individuals possess inherent rights to manage their own property, right, income, and liabilities. This revocation exercises such rights within the framework of the law, right? So, boom. I made sure to include everything here for you. Affirmation of rights is made under full assertion, guaranteed by the Constitution. Affirmation of rights. This is a very important part here. And then we're going to dive back into some tweets here. The revocation is made under full assertion of my rights, guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution of the United States. I reserve all rights without prejudice. Which means they cannot use. I've been dropping all these gems for you guys, and y'all don't even be paying attention. Without prejudice. I told you guys what that means, right? That means they can't use this against you in court. Without recourse means you're not liable for anything. If you sign a contract for your car or house, right, you're not liable for that debt if you just sign. It's as simple as signing without recourse under your signature. It's as simple as signing without prejudice or letting it known that you reserve your rights without prejudice, right? UCC 1-308 and explicitly deny any waiver of rights by implication or otherwise. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. And you send it off. Boom, added to the class, guys. Boom, boom, boom. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Mm, 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 mm. Hit that like, share, subscribe. I don't know what that DM was. Oh, here we go. Let's go back. Was this the right tab? Yes, it is. All right, cool. Let's continue. So it's 50% off. 50% off real quick. 50% off real quick. So you have until the end of the night to get it 50% off, guys. Okay. So make sure you guys go get the course, guys. Okay. 50% off. 50% off. 50% off. Let me just jump into a few tweets here, and then that'll be it for today. I've gone over promissory notes so many times. I know y'all probably sick of me talking about promissory notes, but if you understood the power of it, you would be obsessed with it too. Revocation of election, another way, excuse me, as I've already said, which is something we just read that. I shared that last night. I know most people are partying and not reading and all that good stuff, but it's okay. Here is the link to the tax class if you guys are interested in that. Just reshare that real quick. Shout out to everybody that went to the Michael Saylor party, 100K party. Shout out to Sailor. Okay, here's Jessica. We got all her negative items removed. She was able to buy her house. Shout out to Jessica. God blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you because you are my followers. Be happy about it. Be very glad, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, the ancient prophets were prosecuted in the same way. Let them talk. Let them talk. Let them talk. Let them hate, guys. So today's live was yesterday, but I didn't do the live yesterday. I decided to do it today. Private member association. We went over that. The Church of Jesus Christ and the Satoshi Revival. You heard? Maybe I can share with you guys my little. I don't know if I should though. I don't know if I should drop these gems for you real quick, man. Should I? I'll do it because why not, right? I'll just go through it, do it real quick. Let me do a couple things real quick. Y'all see this? King Jesus, the Church of King Jesus, the King of King, Lord of Lords, Amen. And the Satoshi Revival Trust, right? I got the trust agreement, right? And so I made mine into a trust, right? Boom. And I'm the trustee, but also I can be the beneficiary. If you know, you know. All right, let's scroll up a little bit more. Scroll up a little bit more. Articles of incorporate. Create the articles of incorporation. Just to make sure. Let's see to have that documentation and that paperwork. Give me a 508c1a trust template for the beneficiaries. Trustee is myself. Beneficiaries are members of the church here. So I don't know if this thing has a date on it. No, I don't have a date on it. That'd be funny if I had a date on it. This is old. This ain't new. This ain't new, guys. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This ain't new. I have a tweet when I was talking about this, so it is what it is. So I asked, what's the best for as a church or religious organization, 508c3 or its equivalent 508c1a trust, which is automatically tax exempt as a church, and it's likely to fit for several reasons. So man, I be trying to tell y'all, man, I'm not telling y'all nothing that I not already have no like done research on or haven't done myself, right? If for asset protection, tax minimization for personal assets are created, so you may consider creating a revocable trust alongside a 508c3 for personal protections or specific purposes, but for the church and public mission, the 508c3 or 508c1a is a superior option. And of course, we going to go with the C1A all day, right? Because we just read that the C1A is a church. And then, like I said, you can do a irrevocable trust if you want to protect your assets. Like I said, you got to combine these things, guys. You got to combine these things, guys. Transfer assets into the church. You heard? Register, EIN, fees and all that stuff. 508c3, you got to pay. See, look at these fees, bro. You ain't got to do all that, bro, with the 508c C1A, bro. C3, you got to form. Bro, I'm not paying no $600, bro. You got no, thank you. No, thank you. Living trust. You don't need to have no attorney to file a living trust for you. I can do it for a fraction of the price if you want me to help you with that. Okay, but you don't need to be paying $1,300 for this for a living trust. I can help you set that up. Irrevocable trust, I can help you set that up. Special trust, I have a special trust called the Dynasty Trust, right? And the Dynasty Trust is for the assets, and I'm not even gonna go there, right? Boom, 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 boom. All right, cool. So this is something that is not new, and I've been had this. I wish I had the dates on here, but it doesn't have the dates on here. But that's a okay. I say okay. This ain't nothing new, guys. King Jesus and the Satoshi revival. Right? I digress. I digress. Let's see, there's another. Okay, yeah. Uh, this is your warning. COVID round 2 is coming, and the market crash is coming. Okay, so I've been talking about this for a little bit now, so be aware. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I still think 269 market strategy is coming, but that could change because we did see the two we've seen the green dots on the 2-hour time frame. All right, let's see. My book is actually finished, guys. So I'm so happy. I got my book finished, and it is going to drop. I'm just looking for any brand partners that want to include their business in the back of the book, before it can be before it's actually officially out. So if you guys are interested in the book, go over to Bitcoin Dad, fiatdad.com. I'm actually working on another site, which I'll show you guys now. And if you want to just pre-order now, let me give you that site as well, because I'm so happy that I got this book done. It took longer than it needed to take, but 2024 was a rough yet exciting and character building year, and everything happens for a reason. I just wanted to make sure that, I just did the best I could. But that's the problem with a lot of us, right? We want everything to be perfect, right? The book has to be perfect, the business has to be perfect, everything has to be perfect. No, it doesn't, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, just get it done. Just get her done. Let me get the boom, 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 boom. Let me get this shared. I found it. All right. So if you guys want to pre-order, you can go to bitcoin.fiatdad.com. However, I'll just go ahead and drop this link right now, where you guys can pre-order. Matter of fact, let me see if it works. Let me see if it works with you guys before I start sending y'all somewhere. Bitcoin.fiatdad, you can pre-order on there as well, but I have a better site. I've been using a couple different sites for landing pages and stuff. I'm not sure if you can get a funded account still at the discount, but I gave you guys my link where you can get a discount. It's only $16.70 for you to get a $150,000 account, $250,000 account, or $300,000 evaluation account where you can trade using their money, right, to make money. So it's 90% off. It might be over, it might not be over. So if you're interested in trading futures and using other people's money to make money, this is your route to go. So trading futures like I do, if you trade NQ, you can trade gold futures, you can trade ES, MES, YM, all that good stuff, right? Look into it if you're interested in trading. Great opportunity. I think I shared.
IRS sent more than
I don't know if I shared this with you guys.
25,000 compliance.
I shared this with. Obviously, I shared this with you guys on Twitter, but I don't think I went live and shared this with you guys. So let me make sure you guys can hear this first and foremost, because I don't want you guys to not be able to hear it. Let me make sure you guys can hear it.
Best efforts to get them to do so, according to data obtained exclusively by CNBC. Now, a quirk in federal tax law may be incentivizing millionaires who want to avoid taxes to simply not file their returns. That's because it's a felony to file false tax returns, but it's only a misdemeanor to not file at all. And what's more, a millionaire not filing a return is highly unlikely to face prosecution at all due to limited IRS and Department of Justice resources to go after them. Now, in February, the IRS sent more than 25,000 compliance letters to people who had not filed returns since 2017 and had more than $1 million in income between tax years 2017 and 2021. Now, of the 25,000 high-income non-filers, as they call them, with more than $1 million in income who got these warning letters, only 5,460, or just 24%, have since filed their returns. 76% of them have not yet done so. That's according to data as of August. So far, at least, it does not appear that many of the 25,000 non-filers identified with more than $1 million in income are facing legal consequences for their failure to live up to their obligations. CNBC has learned that tens of thousands of wealthy Americans have simply not filed tax returns in recent years, and many of them are not complying yet with IRS efforts to get them to do so, according to data obtained exclusively by CNBC. Now, a quirk in federal tax law may be incentivizing millionaires who want to avoid taxes to simply not file their returns. That's because it's a felony to file false tax returns, but it's only a misdemeanor to not file at all. And what's more, a millionaire not filing a return is highly unlikely to face prosecution at all due to limited IRS and Department of Justice resources to go after them. Now, in February, the IRS sent
Nah, the reason why is because they know what's up, right? And because they have money to fight it. On top of that, they're wise enough to know that if you don't file, then you ain't contracting, and you're not contracting with them, and you're not telling them anything. So again, there are ways for you to opt out, but you just got to be smart. This is my first landing page for the lawful money redemption tax class, but I created a new one, which is the one you just saw. So like I said, I've been using card, and now I'm using a different platform. So all lead to the same thing, just different platforms. If you want to invest, you want lower car payment, lower house, or you want a house period, or you want a car period, you can get business credit as well. But it all starts with your personal credit, guys. So this is a client. December 30th, jumped 100 points, 29 points, 65 points. Round 2 last time, this is what I said, that you're going to see COVID. This is the guy that predicted Trump would be shot by the ear. So, this is them telling you on the news about the round 2, and they're starting to, let you guys know. They're going to tell you in the news like they always do before it happens. So I hope you've been paying attention. Here's that BingX video I was telling you guys about earlier. Here's how to pass KYC and to get an ID to be able to trade on Bybit and BingX, because you need KYC. So I have this card already, so make sure you guys get it. And before we wrap up here, let's see here. You can join the free Facebook group here. I'm dropping gems there, so make sure you guys do so. And let's see. This movie came out in 2021. I'm about to actually watch this movie a little bit later on. But I highly recommend that you check this out. Check this out, guys. And then I think that's going to be it. Shout out to Barbara O'Neill. The sun is the doctor in the sky. I've been telling you guys to get some sun, and she's always talking about natural ways to heal yourself and natural remedies. So shout out to Barbara O'Neill. Love her. Love her, love her, love her. Shout out to Dr. Sabi as well. Let's see, before we end the live stream, I also, get business credit, guys. So I'm not telling you guys something that I don't do. I do this. Oh. How much is that? How much is that one card? 15 racks. Whose name is that? My name. Whose business is that? My business. If I can do it, you can do it. I'll show you how. Oh, I did actually have a new program. Oh yeah, let me go over this real quick. UCC provisions and federal statutes govern negotiable instruments at a national level. A bank's internal policy is not a law and cannot block a valid legal instrument if the instrument satisfies federal and UCC definitions. If the instrument meets the terms for being a valid bill of exchange or negotiable security, aka promissory note, banks and corporations must comply regardless of their internal policies. So the blessing of the Lord makes it rich and adds no sorrow with it. Where is the
Forever.
service owner?
God, I wrote you a letter. You said it follow the vision. I know that. Knowing with you is forever. God, I wrote you a letter. You said it follow the.
Oh, just an update on this. They denied my Freedom of Information Act. I'm trying to see what's in my Treasury account. They won't let me do it. All right, cool. If you want to Unlock $50,000 plus, because you just saw one credit card, right? So we go to three banks at 15,000. 15 plus 15 is what? 30. Plus 15 is 45. You do that for six more banks. 45 times three, right? $135,000. We just say 50K because a lot of people don't. A lot of people get scared and don't know, and don't realize and don't think it's possible. But it is what it is. Well, for $50,000 plus in business credit for $149 a month, you can join my Discord, join our private group, and I will walk you through and show you how to structure, how to clean your own credit, or help you fix your credit. If you want us to do it, then that will cover the credit program. But it's also going to help you to establish your business, right? So first of all, you're going to need a business. So we're going to help you set up your business from scratch, get your LLC started, right? And then that way you can start to have tax advantages if you still want to pay taxes, right? You can deduct startup costs. And, I went over how you can get $5,000 for your first year in business for tax credits. Legal, obviously it's legally, lawfully, right? They offer that for first time businesses within the first year. And then like, share, subscribe. All right, so if you want to do that, we'll help you that. We'll also help you fix your personal credit. We'll help you to leverage the bank's money to make money, right? Like I did back in 2020 and what I'm currently doing now. Why business credit? Access $50,000 plus at 0% interest between 6 to 18 months. So that way you can use the bank's money for half a year up to a year and a half, right? So that way you have the opportunity and you're able to buy assets or start a business to buy more Bitcoin. That's the goal here, is to get more Bitcoin regardless. Stop using your personal savings and let your money work for you. Your personal savings should be actually into an IUL. So I'll teach you a little bit more about that as well. Leveraging credit cards, the best in assets like Bitcoin. Or business. Some people want to do real estate. I don't recommend real estate unless you're doing an apartment complex which cash flows and you have a good NOI, right? So that would be that. The payoff secure up to is 50,000 plus, but you can definitely get 100,000 in as little as 6 months to a year, depending on your personal credit. And the cost of not acting. Inflation is going to eat every dollar you earn and eat every dollar that you save. You're going to lose opportunities to grow or invest, because if you don't have money to make money, then that opportunity is going to pass you by. And you're going to be in the same situation that you're in now. And it's actually going to get worse because inflation is going to run rampant. Donald Trump's about to get into office. He's about to print more bread. So that's going to affect us even more, right? Because inflation is going to go up even more in the future. And it's going to affect our children even more, right? So you have to be aware and act now, right? 2025 is here and 2026 will be here before you know it. So be proactive and not reactive. Again, we're going to help you fix your personal credit if you need to, step by step with your business, right? Dispute letters if you need that. I'm going to show you who pulls from who, what bureau, what agencies the banks pull from, help you get, the funding, right? And we'll do a live every 2 weeks, and then you'll be in the Discord, right? And you can ask any questions. So it's only $149 a month, right? So you can do that. New service. Here's an example, right? BMO business credit card, 0% interest, 18 months. Boom. Everything that I'm telling you is facts. You can get a 0% business credit card for 0% for 18 months. Imagine this is 20,000. You take away, the minimum balance, which I think is like 10%, right? So it'll be $200 minus 18 months. 200 times 18. Subtract that from the 20K. Put that to the side for your minimum monthly payments. Put the rest in the Bitcoin as an example, or 80% in the Bitcoin, 20% in the MicroStrategy is what I would recommend and what I would do. Not telling you what to do, but that's what I would do. And then I would let the rest ride for the next year and a half through the bull cycle, take profits, and then cycle and rinse and repeat. So imagine if Bitcoin goes to 1 million, right? Right? And you got to buy a little bit of Bitcoin or more Bitcoin. We're just using baby numbers here, 20K minus whatever, right? So we're just using baby numbers here. But then you're able to take that money, buy Bitcoin, have Bitcoin appreciate. The dollar is depreciating. You got Bitcoin without having to use your own money. Whoop, whoop. You can start a business. Whoop, whoop. MicroStrategy goes up. Whoop, whoop. Everything's going to work out for you in the long term if you have a long term outlook for things, guys. So you think Bitcoin's going to be lower in 18 months or higher in 18 months? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Is the cost of living going to be more in 18 months or less than 18 months? That's the cost you need to ask yourself. Is your credit going to stay the same because you're not going to do anything in 18 months because it's going to come anyway. 2026 coming anyway. Bitcoin to a million is coming anyway. Whether you want to buy some or not, it's going there anyway, right? So please be proactive. Join the program if you want to get business credit. And this is cheaper um, than a lot of other programs, and it's only cheaper because I'm trying to make things more affordable for you guys. And just because it's cheaper doesn't mean that it's cheap, right? I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it, right? I just showed you guys my personal stack. Been doing this for years, guys. So I'm only trying to help you guys out for 2025. I want to make sure I come on here, drop some gems, and get you guys on track, right? I went over this already, where the banks tried to foreclose on this dude. And meanwhile, they don't make no money. I keep telling you guys the same things over and over again because the truth never changes, right? The only thing that changes is the lie. Banks tried to foreclose on this man's house. Let me just play it for you guys. 2 minutes, and then we'll end the call after here.
At this quick video.
In 1969, there was a Minnesota court case involving a man named Jerome Daly, who was challenging the foreclosure of his home by the bank which provided the loan to purchase it. His argument was that the mortgage contract required both parties, being he and the bank, each put up a legitimate form of property for the exchange. In legal language, this is called consideration. Mr. Daly explained that the money was, in fact, not the property of the bank, for it was created out of nothing as soon as the loan agreement was signed. Remember what modern money mechanics stated about loans? What they do when they make loans is to accept promissory notes in exchange for credits. Reserves are unchanged by the loan transactions, but deposit credits constitute new additions to the total deposits of the banking system. In other words, the money doesn't come out of their existing assets. The bank is simply inventing it, putting up nothing of its own, except for a theoretical liability on paper. As the court case progressed, the bank's president, Mr. Morgan, took the stand, and in the judge's personal memorandum, he recalled that the plaintiff, bank's president, admitted that, in combination with the Federal Reserve Bank, did create the money and credit upon its books by bookkeeping entry. The money and credit first came into existence when they created it. Mr. Morgan admitted that no United States law or statute existed which gave him the right to do this. A lawful consideration must exist and be tendered to support the note. The jury found that there was no lawful consideration, and I agree. He also poetically added, only God can create something of value out of nothing. And upon this revelation, the court rejected the bank's claim for foreclosure, and Daly kept his home. The implications of this court decision are immense. For every time you borrow money from a bank, whether it is a mortgage loan or a credit card charge, the money given to you is not only counterfeit, it is an illegitimate form of consideration, and hence voids the contract to repay, for the bank never had the money as property to begin with. Unfortunately, such legal realizations are suppressed and ignored, and the game of perpetual wealth transfer and perpetual debt continues.
That video alone should change everybody's life. If you are just now tuned in and you didn't get anything from the entire hour that I've been on here, you better have gotten what that video just said. The video just said that because the banks don't have the money to give you in the first place, it is illegal, and it is not even, they don't have any equal consideration. They just tried to foreclose on this guy for not paying the note. They went to court, and the court said, "Nah, you're not foreclosing on him because you guys didn't have the money in the first place. There's no equal consideration." So if you have a mortgage and you're watching this, guess what? Guess what? What mortgage? What taxes? What mortgage? What debt? What collection agency? What all this stuff, right? When you start to realize what's really going on, you cannot shut up about it. You cannot stop sharing about it. You're just gonna be like how it is when you find out about Bitcoin, right? What debt, what money, what foreclosure. They don't, for them to give you something to borrow, they have to first have it. But if they don't have it to give to you, therefore they're lying. So the contract is void because it's fraud. And if your promissory note, which is your signature and your promise to pay, creates the money, and they created the money out of thin air because without you there is no money, then guess what? What they just said is that it's null and void and it's not correct. So if you need help with any of these things, send me a DM if you got a mortgage you want to get up out of there. Send me a DM if you got some debt and some debt collectors or charge off and these banks are annoying you and bothering you and telling you to pay things off. There's also something called accord and satisfaction, which I went over in another video. So there's a lot of things that you can do legally, but you gotta know what is going on. You gotta know your rights. And you gotta stand up for your rights. So shout out to everybody tuned in. It's 104 people watching live here. So shout out to everybody watching and much love. God loves you. I love you. The information can change your life that I'm sharing with you guys. I just hope that you pay attention and that you don't, you gotta stand up for something, right? So shout out to everybody that tuned in. I'm sorry I didn't see your chat. CEO MicroStrategy to the moon and Bitcoin ever higher. Amen. Invest Geek. I appreciate you, man. Much love. Jump out, girls. Let's go. You already know what time it is. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, girls, and Maine and team up. Much love to you guys always and forever. Jake Fever. Jake, bro, if you got a house, bro, and you paying a mortgage, bro, and you watching right now, bro, anybody watching right now, you got a house, you got a mortgage, and you don't take advantage of the information, that video, that last little video that I just shared. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't own a house, right? By choice. But when I do own a house, guess what? I'm going to make sure that when I get my house, I'm not paying for that house because I'm the one who I do pay for the house when I sign them documents. As soon as you sign for your house, it's paid for. But they take your money and lend you your own money and charge you with interest. So there's no equal consideration, guys. With that being said, God loves you. I love you, Bitcoin Chris. Checking out. Happy 2025. Let me get back on the camera here. Let me get back on the camera here. Let me get back on the camera here. Hey, yeah. How do I stop screen sharing? Let me stop screen sharing. All right. Let me get back on the camera here. Yo, happy new year. I shaved the beard off, so no more beard. It feels weird, but no more beard. I had the beard for probably 3 years. So, time for a change, guys. Time for a change. I was thinking about cutting my hair. I might not. I might just keep the hair, but I had to keep the beard. Got to come off. I look like 10 years younger. I was already looking young, but now look even younger. Brown don't crack. Brown don't crack, guys. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. Click the link in my description. Click the link in my bio. I'm only here to help you guys out. I'm only here to, provide value and services that I know can benefit you. If I didn't have my credit repaired and I didn't fix my own credit, because I had to fix my own credit. I had these student loans on my credit report reporting negatively. I got them removed with the same information and the same things that I've been doing for my clients for the I've been in business for 5 years. Most businesses fail within the first 2 years. So if I'm able to sustain and have a business for 5+ years, helping people get to the next level financially, with whether it is fixing their credit or starting a business or getting business credit, then obviously I got to be doing something right, guys? So again, take advantage of the information. I hope you guys got something of value with the, PMAs, with the 501c3s, 501c1as, trusts, lawful consideration or equal consideration with the bank trying to foreclose on this man's house, which I already went over. The tax class, where I'm teaching you how to do things legally and lawfully, right? How to opt out of taxes. And I added the revocation of election in there for you guys. Pre-order my new book. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Let me see if my new book thing is working. It is working, actually. It is working. It is working. It's out, but I'll let you. It's not out, but it's out. So technically, it's not out, but it is out. If that makes any sense. So what I'll do for you guys is I'll just share it real quick, and then that'll be it, and then I'm done. I'm done. Boop. So a new page. Go get it. Go pre-order now. Go pre-order now. There's my little boy. He's not so little anymore, but there goes my little boy. But yeah, go read this on your webpage. 111. Go read this. Go pull up this link actually on on the mobile device, it looks cleaner. So yeah, go pre-order, guys. Bitcoin Dad Fiat Dad out, but not out officially, but it is finished. So I'm excited. 2025 year of abundance, guys. God loves you. I love you. Bitcoin Chris checking out. We'll see you in the next video. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. Head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. I'm going to be getting a solo miner here soon. Going to be sending below mining shop at the crib. Highly recommend everybody get their solo miner. I'm going to see if I can get some promo codes for you guys for the solo miners. And I appreciate you guys tuning in with me, man, and rocking with me. And for the information, I hope it's valuable, and I hope that you take advantage of the information. I'm only able to give you the information, guys. I can't do anything else, guys. Can't do anything else but provide you the information. The rest is up to you. So with that being said, Bitcoin Chris checking out. Bitcoin tatted. I got no fear. Yeah, you guys know the deal, man. 2025 year of abundance. Accept nothing less. You're the chosen one.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Running with country bands. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah.